Hi everyone. I wanted to go over a couple of these problems. I saw that there were some problems with this assignment. People seem to there seemed to be a little confusion about this. So the problem set is complete solutions to two variable equations. You'll find that under the assignments that were posted. If you did not get credit for this assignment, meaning you haven't done it, or you scored low, you can redo this for points. So I want to just go through a few with you very briefly, because again, like I was saying, there are some issues. So in a two variable equation, you might see this in many different forms. This is just one form of this. Um, and here it's asking you to complete the missing values in the solution to the equation. So it gives you a coordinate pair. So remember, this is always the x coordinate. That's always listed first, and the y coordinate. So like if this existed on some coordinate plane, I don't know exactly what this graph is off the top of my head, but it would be something like the slope would be like -3. The y-intercept would be about 10, so it'd be like something like this. And along this line, you have x and y. You have coordinates, so x comma y. So any point along this line, so maybe I'll make a different color, is a coordinate. So like here's a coordinate, here's a coordinate, here's a coordinate. They're all x comma y. So for example, like this one might be like 1 comma 2, where the x coordinate is 1 and the y coordinate is 2. Okay, this isn't an exact line or an exact equation of this line. I'm just kind of showing you for some reference as to what we're doing here. All right, so I'm going to erase this. So we're just looking for the other coordinate. So in this case, you're given the y coordinate, but you're asked to find the x coordinate. So all you got to do to figure out the x coordinate is plug in y. So wherever we see a y in this equation, we're going to replace it with -2. So I'm going to say -2 plus 2, because I'm plugging in -2, is equal to -3 times x minus 4. So this goes back to solving equations. We're going to combine like terms, we're going to distribute, and then use inverse operations. So on this side of the equation, I see -2 plus 2. These are like terms. So I can add -2 plus 2. -2 plus 2 is 0. And then on the other side, I see -3 times x minus 4, where x minus 4 is in parentheses. So I'm going to distribute this -3 to each. So we have 0 equals -3x plus 12. -3 times -4 is 12. All right, now I'm going to use inverse operations in order to solve for x. So I'm going to subtract 12 on both sides. Okay, because why did I do that? Well, I have a constant here. I'm gonna have a constant term here, and then I have a variable term here and a constant term here. So I want to move all of the constant terms to one side of the equation. So if I were to add 3x, for example, that wouldn't be the best way to do it, or most efficient way, because that would ultimately, I guess actually in this case you could do that because there's a 0 here. But let's pretend this was the actual value besides 0. Then you would have to use inverse operations twice. So I guess that's not the best example for why you would subtract 12, but you get the idea. So 0 minus 12 is -12, and 12 minus 12 is 0, so it cancels out. And we're left now with a very simple equation. -12 equals -3 times x. Whenever I see the value next to a variable, that means it's multiplied. So finally, I'm going to divide by -3 on both sides of the equation. -12 divided by -3 is +4. Negative divided by negative is a positive value. So positive 4 is equal to x. So I would put that in as my answer. I would input 4. Let's see if there's any other types of questions that were problems. So let's see if we have any other ones. This one was an issue. Most of them were. So let's see, like one like let's do this one for example. This one fairly straightforward. So this one, the equation's a little more manageable, which is nice. So they said y is equal to negative 2x plus 4, and for the coordinate pair, they gave you the y value. So wherever I see a y, I input negative 2. So we have negative 2 equals negative 2x plus 4. I'm going to subtract 4 on both sides to get negative 6 is equal to negative 2x. Divide by negative 2 to get 3 is equal to x. So I might have done that very quickly, but what I did was I have a constant term here. I have a variable term here and a constant term here. So I want to move all the constant terms to one side of the equation. So I want essentially there only to be variable terms on the right side of the equation. So I subtracted 4 on both sides. Negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. This eliminates. I bring down negative 2x, and then I have negative 2 times x is equal to negative 6. So I'm going to divide by negative 2. The inverse of multiplication is division. Negative 6 divided by negative 2 gives me positive 3. All right, so why don't you guys give this a try? If you haven't done so, try it. If you had difficulty and have a low score, try it again after watching this video. I might maybe make more sense than the Khan Academy video. I'm not sure. It depends on kind of your preference. Let me know if there are any additional questions, and I'm going to go through the assignments that have been posted and try to make some more content for you guys based on what has happened so far, meaning like what I see in terms of the scores. All right, good luck.